At night in Windsor, Ontario, some residents hear a sound that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere. It is a low, steady hum, deep enough to feel in walls, floors, and even the body. It can keep people awake. Yet the strange part is this: the sound is real enough to cause distress, but hard enough to trace that its source remains unknown. How can a noise shake a community and still hide? The Windsor Hum has been reported for over a decade. Residents describe a deep rumble, not a sharp alarm or a passing truck. Some say it rises and falls. Others notice a dull pressure in the room, as if heavy machines are running far away. Reports do not sound exactly alike, but they share a common point. The noise does not seem to belong to one clear place. That difference matters. A sound heard by one person may be missed by another. A room may make it louder, while another room softens it. Weather, building walls, and distance can change what the ear receives. So the first problem is not proving that people suffer. Their sleep loss and fear are real-world effects. The harder task is proving that every report comes from the same sound. The record shows a modern acoustic mystery tied to a busy border city. Windsor sits beside the Detroit River, close to large industrial areas and heavy traffic. Across the water lies Zug Island, an industrial site often named in public discussion of the hum. Residents have wondered whether work there sends low-frequency sound across the river, hidden beneath normal city noise. Low frequency means a sound with slow, deep waves. You may not hear it like a clear note. You may feel it as a soft throb, a faint shake, or a pressure in the chest. Industrial noise can carry this way when large engines, furnaces, fans, or other machines move air and metal. The sound may travel farther than a higher note, then slip through a home. That is where the daily struggle begins. A person can close a window against traffic. A person can leave a room when a dog barks. The hum offers no simple escape. It may seem strongest in a bedroom, then fade near the street. It may vanish during an afternoon and return after dark. When sleep breaks night after night, the mind starts waiting for the next vibration. Residents have reported walls that seem to tremble and homes that feel unsettled. These are reports, not proof of one cause. Still, they show why the mystery is more than a strange tale shared online. A rumor may frighten people for an hour. An ongoing noise can change how they use their homes, how they rest, and how much they trust their own senses. Local government and acoustic experts have investigated the reports. That fact is important because it places the story beyond a simple internet invention. The case has entered the world of public concern, where claims must meet tests, records, and limits. Yet an investigation does not always end with a neat answer. Sometimes it only shows how hard the question is. A sound meter can record pressure in the air, but the Windsor Hum may not behave like a clear tone in a quiet lab. City life is full of engines, pipes, vents, trains, boats, and road noise. A faint, deep sound can hide inside that mix. A device may capture a possible signal without proving where it began. The record can become full of traces while the source stays out of reach. The shape of Windsor makes the search harder. Water can carry sound in ways people do not expect. Industrial ground can send vibration into nearby structures. Buildings can act like boxes, making one low note seem stronger in one home than another. The same city can hold many sound worlds at once. What feels silent to one resident may feel like a machine running to another. That does not mean the hum is imagined. It means hearing is part of the evidence, not the whole answer. A person may hear a real outside sound, then become more alert to it after losing sleep. This is not weakness. It is how the brain protects us from danger. Once a threat has no face and no location, attention can turn every quiet moment into a search. One plausible explanation points toward industrial activity on Zug Island. Large operations can create deep sound and vibration, and the island has become the leading suspect in many public accounts. But suspicion is not the same as proof. A nearby source may fit the map and still fail to match every report. The hum may change when machines change, or it may only seem connected because the island is visible in the story. Other explanations remain possible. The sound could come from more than one industrial source. It could be shaped by weather, water, buildings, or the ground beneath the city. Some people have also raised geological ideas. These are possibilities, not confirmed causes. No reliable evidence confirms that a rare natural event explains the Windsor Hum, and no single theory has closed the case. The scientific problem is plain. To identify a source, investigators need a pattern. The sound must appear in a place, at a time, and at a strength that can be compared with activity elsewhere. But residents do not live inside a test chamber. Their homes sit in different streets at different heights with different walls and pipes. Human experience is messy, and sound is even messier. The community carries that mess together. When one resident says the hum is present and another says the night is quiet, the disagreement can create a second burden. People may feel dismissed, while others may feel blamed for not hearing anything. A shared mystery can bind neighbors together, but it can also divide them. The invisible source becomes a quiet test of trust. Online discussion can help people find others with the same problem. It can also make the story grow faster than the evidence. A careful report may become a claim that the source is secret. A possible link to Zug Island may become a settled fact. A hard question may turn into a tale with villains, hidden plans, and certain answers. The record does not support those dramatic additions. That is how a local anomaly becomes folklore. Folklore is not simply a false story. It is a way people give shape to fear, place, and memory. Windsor has a real river, real industry, and real residents who report real distress. Around those facts, the mind builds a larger story. The hum becomes more than sound. It becomes a sign of what the city cannot see. There is a useful word for a shared belief that seems to take on a life of its own: egregore. It describes a group idea strengthened by the group itself. The term does not prove anything supernatural. It helps explain how repeated reports, online posts, and late-night talks can give a mystery a strong identity. Once named, the Windsor Hum becomes easier to notice, remember, and fear. False memory may play a part in some details, too. That does not mean residents invent their pain. Memory can change the time, shape, or strength of an event, especially after poor sleep. One person's account may blend with another's. That is a reason to compare reports with measurements, not a reason to throw the reports away. The human story remains evidence of harm. The hum also exposes a gap between public proof and private suffering. A government office may need a clear source before it can act. An acoustic expert may need clean data before naming a cause. A tired resident needs help before either standard is met. When those needs collide, frustration grows. The city can be busy solving visible problems while an invisible one waits behind bedroom walls. Return to the first image, a deep vibration in a Windsor home, strong enough to break sleep, too weak to point toward a door. That contradiction explains the mystery's lasting power. The sound does not need to be paranormal to feel unreal. It only needs to sit beyond the reach of ordinary control. A person can live beside a border, an industry, and a river, yet still not know what enters the room. The strongest conclusion is also the most careful. The Windsor Hum is a documented community concern and a modern acoustic anomaly. Residents have reported a low-frequency sound that creates genuine distress. Investigations have considered industrial noise, including possible activity linked to Zug Island, along with natural and environmental factors. But the available account does not prove one source, one mechanism, or one hidden cause. That uncertainty should not erase the people who live with it. Their reports may contain different causes, changed memories, or sounds that travel in strange ways. They may also contain a pattern not yet measured well enough to understand. The mystery survives because both sides can be true. The suffering is real, and the explanation is unfinished. Windsor is left listening for a signal that refuses to identify itself. After dark, the city settles into its usual sounds. Engines fade, water moves under the bridge, metal cools, pipes shift, and distant machines continue their work. Somewhere in that layered noise, a low vibration may rise again, or a room may gather ordinary sounds and turn them into one deep note. Until better evidence separates those possibilities, the question remains suspended over Windsor. What keeps residents awake, and why has no reliable record made it stop?